Hello, welcome back to Mrs. Soares' YouTube channel. Today, we're going to continue on with 5.8. So, we've already defined I. We know what imaginary numbers are, right? Today, we're going to talk about complex numbers. Complex numbers will always be written in the form A plus BI. And remember, we learned yesterday, I is the square root of -1. Our complex numbers, A is the real part of our numbers. So complex, we're matching together real and imaginary. And the BI is our imaginary part. So when we have both of these parts, we call them complex numbers. A few examples of complex numbers are 3 plus 7i and 3 minus 7i. This is actually something that we'll talk about in the future, but you notice how the real parts are the same, the imaginary parts are the same, all we did is change the sign. We call this the complex conjugate. And like I said, we'll talk about that more in a few lessons, but just a little preview there. So let's look at adding and subtracting complex numbers. 3 plus 7i plus 3 minus 7i. For a second, let's just pretend like these i's were x's. You don't have to write this down necessarily, but let's say I have 3 plus 7x plus 3 minus 7x. What would you do? Combine like terms, right? 3 plus 3 gives us 6. 7x plus negative 7x cancels, and we just have 6. We do the exact same thing, except instead of having variables, we have our imaginary number there. So 3 plus 3 is 6. 7i plus negative 7i, they cancel out. We just have 6 there. Now, they won't always cancel out. Let's say we have 2 plus 6i minus 3 minus 4i. When you're subtracting complex numbers, it's important to remember that we're subtracting everything that's in the parentheses. We're not just subtracting that 3 there. So if you like, you can distribute that negative first and then combine like terms. So 2 plus 6i, and then minus 3, and then minus times minus 4i is going to be positive 4i. Now we can combine like terms. So 2 minus 3, negative 1. 6i plus 4i, 10i. All right, last one. After I give you this problem, go ahead and pause the video. See what you can do with it, and then come back and check it. So there's number 3. Go ahead and pause the video, and then we'll compare answers. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is distribute this negative sign. So we've got 2 plus 7i plus 3i minus 5 minus 8i. Then we're going to combine like terms. So we have 2 minus 5, so that's negative 3. And then we have 7i plus 3i minus 8i. So that's minus 2i. Why don't I agree with that in my notes? Seven plus 3 is 10. Oh, 10 minus 2 is positive 2. There we go. All right, so that's it for today.